Hello and welcome to Homemade with Heart, Stampin' with Eva. Today we have a catalog tour. I'll try to keep it short and sweet so that you can see all the features and I won't use too much of your time. That way you can get busy making your wish list. Well, inside the front cover is, of course, the table of contents right here on page 1. And they've got the suites, which are combinations of stamps and dies or stamps and punches put together. And here's a fun little fact is they're showing you the 5 new in colors right here. The Bumblebee, the Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, and Cinnamon Cider. What's fun is when you go from page 1 to page 10, you will see that even the little edges of the paper are coordinated by the suite. So here is All Occasions. We go over to page 64. You'll see the green, Just Jade color, and you'll know that's a new section of the catalog. On page 2 is always the fun photos of the Gardner family, the family that started the Stampin' Up! Company here. And they have lots of wonderful children and grandchildren. And Shelley Gardner, with her husband Sterling, have passed the reins over to Sarah, their daughter, and she's now the CEO of Stampin' Up! In the corner of page 2 is our statement of the heart that we try to abide by. On page 3, it shows our 2 types of stamps that we have. The cling stamps that cling to clear blocks and the photopolymer that you can see through. Cling has red rubber, plastic photopolymer, and both stamps are fabulous. They each have their own purpose, but you'll find what works best for you. Underneath the 2 kinds of stamps that we have are 6 little techniques to help you in your card making. And they have the corresponding page numbers and samples of the kinds of cards that you can make when you visit those pages. On page 4 and 5, it shows our beautiful coordinating colors. And that is one of the things that drew me to Stampin' Up! Years ago, is I love how they took the really, they didn't take the thinking out of it, but they almost did, because they have 4 color families. And if you stay within a color family, you are guaranteed that items are going to look good together on your cards that you make. They also have punches and dies that go with their beautiful color coordination. Next, on page 6 and 7, are some of their all-inclusive kits, which are perfect for beginner and casual stampers. You get the stamp set, the ink spot, a block, everything you need to make the cards that are offered here. They also want to remind you that you can subscribe to a monthly kit called Paper Pumpkin, and for $22 a month, you get all that you need to make beautiful cards, anywhere from 8 to 12 cards a month, and you can keep your card rack full of cards to give to friends and neighbors. Following the all-inclusive kits, if you're a more avid stamper, on pages 8 and 9 are project kits and project medleys. Yes, they cost a little bit more. The stamp sets sometimes come separate, but they're definitely beautiful cards, and anyone who receives it would love to get one. On pages 10 and 11 is the very first suite in the catalog, and I use this suite as part of my catalog kickoff, the Celebrate Sunshine stamp set from the Flowers for Every Season suite. One of the really cool things about their suite packaging is they show you a lot of card sample ideas. They show you the color coordinating colors here. They give you larger images of the designer series paper. And then if you just can't make up your mind what you want, they give you a suite collection, which means you can get one of everything in that suite, and you can't go wrong from there. They list the items down here on the bottom of page 10. Turning over to the next page in the suite, 12 and 13, the Jar of Flowers set is a bundle if you want to have a matching punch to go with it, and they always offer 10% off of the bundle price from buying the 2 items separate, which is awesome. Now, I don't know about you, but I love sunflowers, and this was the very first set I couldn't wait to buy on my pre-order, and the matching dies, because it too was a bundle, so I saved 10% off of that. Now, the cool part is a lot of these stamp sets and bundles are interchangeable, and that's where your creativity comes in, and that's what's so fun. Now, here's a little tip that I didn't even notice till recently in the catalog, is they have these little sections occasionally called Shop the Product, and they offer other things that show you how they made a card as a sample in the catalog. I'm going to direct you over to page 48 next. We're going to jump a little bit. And on page 48, they also have another little section called the Step It Up section. And this is where the cards that I mentioned earlier, or the type of stamper you might be, a beginning stamper, a casual stamper, or an avid stamper, you can see how you can step up a card to become fancier and fancier the more skilled you get at card making. So there are some card samples that show you stepped up versions as well. Going back a couple pages to page 42, they also have a little section called You Might Also Like. Now this Playful Pet Suite, I can't wait to get my hands on. They are so darn cute, but they want to remind you that if you want to get punches, they can show you what page those are on, or if you are just an animal lover in general, there's also a Way to Goat stamp set, and they tell you what page that's on. Now, I don't want to spoil it all. I want you to be able to take your time to look through the catalog and make your wish list, but I do want to direct you now to the back of the catalog, and we'll go to page 142 and 3, and that is where the color collections are for all the beautiful things that Stampin' Up! Offers. So they have a Brights collection, a Neutrals, Regals, Subtle, and a Basic collection. And then every 2 years they come out with their in colors. So the new set for the next 2 years is right here in the lower right hand corner on page 143. Now the thing that I love they've done this time is they've made it really easy to figure out how to order something. So for example, if I wanted to get the cardstock for the in colors, it's going to be on the top line, and I just go down by the color column to find out the order number. Now I always buy the Stampin' pad, the ink pad, and the refill together, so you get those 2 item numbers right next to each other. And then they have their fabulous blends markers, and they don't quite have them in every color, but they have a lot of them, and so those numbers are at the bottom. Following our color combinations on pages 168 and 69 is some more of those bundles. And they start off with punch bundles. So they show you all, I believe there's eight bundles here on these 2 pages. And don't forget, you get the 10% off. And so they're showing you with the little icon to not forget that you get 10% off when you buy a bundle. And it shows you what you get, and it gives you card examples to inspire you. Following that, over on page 173, starts the die bundles. And again, beautiful card images to go with. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh my gosh, 7 pages of die bundles. And so there's something for everyone, which is just wonderful. I always buy bundles. Now, as you look through the catalog, you may notice that we are going to be having a new machine to replace the Big Shot. Stampin' Up! Has come out with their very own Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. Now, we're all eager to get our hands on one, but the problem is they're not quite all manufactured to be ready to be sold just yet. But they promise in the first half of this catalog year, so sometime before Christmas, I bet, they will have them ready to be sold. But you can at least see about them, look at the accessories that go with them. But what's so awesome is they're going to have two sizes, a 6-inch wide and a 3-inch wide one. And so if you decide you want the smaller one, here on the dies, for example, they show you a little icon that those dies would fit the mini embossing machine and die cut machine. So that's pretty awesome. Now, last but not least, on page 186, they want to remind you that, you know, you could have a party. You could host a class. You can invite your friends over and get together and have a good time making beautiful cards. They always offer Stampin' Rewards, which they show up here in the chart. And so if you hold a party that has $150 in sales, you get $15 worth of free product. And if you get to a $600 party, I believe it's the right line. Oh, I'm sorry, $450 party, you can get an item half off. Now, what's really awesome is between June 3rd and 30th, if you have a $250 party, you can get an additional $25 of Stampin' Rewards off of things that you want on your wish list. So it's really a wonderful time to have a party or host a class. And last but not least, most of us, you know, want $250 worth of something, might want to think about joining the Stampin' Up! Family for the $99 starter kit. And the special deal that they have for the month of June is you can get any bundle, punch bundle or die bundle, that you want in the catalog. And that is anywhere from a $30 to a $60 additional value. That is amazing. They've never offered that before. In the 10 years I've been a demonstrator, never offered it. It's just incredible. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the quick look at the catalog. It finishes up with a stamp set index, and last but not least, some more beautiful ideas. So really, this catalog is a huge idea book. There is wonderful card designs in it, and you could just copy the catalog images and go right to town, and you'd be a fancy, avid card maker before you know it. Anyway, if you have further questions, don't hesitate to contact me either through my online store or my website, and I look forward to talking with you again through our videoing. Have a great day.